A while ago I did some videos talking about 7th arpeggios, where I went through the minor, the major, the dominant and minor 7th flats 5 arpeggio, all based around a similar kind of a template where you play 2 notes on the E string, 1 on the B, 2 on the G, 1 on the E and 2 on the A strings. And this template is quite a generic template. You can apply it to a lot of different 7th arpeggio positions. So I thought this week I'd extend that idea and just stay around the same place, but this time work around related minor arpeggios. So the kinds of minor arpeggios that you find when you're staying within one key. So I'm sitting around the 7th fret. So I'll be playing the B minor 7th, the E minor 7th and the A minor 7th, all around that 7th fret position. As before, I'll create a PDF to go with this as well, so I'll chart all of these shapes out and I'll put a simple exercise in there maybe as well. But let's get to it. So up on the 7th fret then, the obvious way of playing a B minor arpeggio is to base it on this B minor chord, which I've already demonstrated a few ways of fingering this arpeggio in previous videos. I'll put a link in the video if you're interested in chasing those around. But it does have some disadvantages, and the main ones are really around the fact that your index finger is doing so much. And it's fine if all you're doing is going up and down the arpeggio like that, but when you want to start playing lines, you find that your index finger is just trying to do too much, and the finger rolling really doesn't help that much when you're not doing anything as simple as just a straightforward up and down type movement. And that's where some of these other shapes, like the one I'm just about to show you, fits in. And this one, as I say, is based around 2 notes on the E string, 1 on the B string, 2 on the G string, 1 on the D and 2 on the A. And as I say, it moves the shape, moves the notes much more, shares the notes much more around the fingers, which means that it's that much easier to play lines. It's also a lot easier to do legato type things. It's almost impossible to do legato when everything is on the same fret. And the final thing is it gives a consistency with the other shapes that I'm going to show you as well, so moving between them becomes a lot more straightforward. So the next shape we're going to do is going to be based on this E minor arpeggio, E minor 7th arpeggio on the 7th fret. This is much more orthodox than the previous one. But it still follows that same template as before. So let's have a look. This fingering then is based around this A minor bar chord on the 7th fret, and this is pretty much your traditional orthodox way of playing this kind of arpeggio. So you can see again 2 notes on the E string, 1 on the B, 2 on the G, 1 on the D, 2 on the A. And you can see how the fingerings are very similar. They're based on the same kind of structure. So patterns that you learn in one shape can start to be applied to the other shape. Finally, we have the A minor 7th arpeggio up on the 7th fret. This is using a shape that I talked about in the previous week as well, but it's useful understanding this in the context of the other 2 shapes. So let's take a look. Okay, so the final shape then is up on the 7th fret is an A minor, so there's my A. There's my A minor chord up on this, so it's kind of a D minor bar chord shape. But But again, what we do is we play 2 notes on the top E, 1 on the B, 2 on the G, 1 on the D, sorry, 2 on the A, and that's our shape. And this is a shape that I covered in previous videos, but I thought it'd be useful to introduce it in the context of the other shapes as well. And you can see how the shapes kind of all fit together. All using the same basic structure of the fingering as well, which means that when you start to create lines linking these together, the lines start to blend together that much more easily. So that's it. Maybe in the coming weeks I'll do some more of these. I'll introduce some more of the shapes around this kind of pattern as well, and we'll do some lines around that. But hopefully that was useful for you, and we'll chat next time. Goodbye.